from the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
And welcome back to KPIX 5 this morning. The time is 6:30. I'm Melissa Caen.
Good morning. I'm Devin Fehely. San Francisco officials are feeling a new sense of urgency to address the coming effects of climate change. State projections now say that sea levels could rise several feet by the end of this century, with significant impacts on the coast even before that. Now, San Francisco planners are preparing for routine flooding by the year 2030. It's a problem that could affect public transit infrastructure and miles of city streets. A bond proposal to repair the seawall goes before city voters in November.
And today, a group that opposes gun violence plans to hold an event in the Bay Area. The San Jose chapter of March for Our Lives will hold a barbecue at Oakland's DeFremery Park from 2 to 5 o'clock this afternoon. Now, March for Our Lives hosted a town hall meeting yesterday at a church in Irvine in Orange County. And group leaders say they want to continue the momentum from the demonstrations that followed February's deadly high school shooting in Parkland, Florida. They say their movement must transcend party lines.
In reality, I think that this is not about swinging districts from red to blue or blue to red. It's about swinging districts to orange, the color for gun violence, and for morally just leaders.
The group is also trying to encourage more people to register to vote.
Now to the fire watch. This weekend alone, the Ferguson fire near Yosemite National Park has burned more than 1,900 acres. In total, it's burned more than 29,000 acres since breaking out in Mariposa County last week. It is just 6% contained this morning. When one firefighter was killed soon after the fire started, 4 others have been injured. About 200 structures are threatened as crews work around the clock battling the blaze.
When my day's over with, after I've had a shower, after I've had something to eat, if I were residing here, then I would come back to my tent at some point and I'd go to bed and then wake up tomorrow morning and start it all over again.
More than 2,900 firefighters are working the Ferguson fire. Nearby, Yosemite National Park remains open, but a stretch of Highway 140 is still closed. Now, meanwhile, firefighters are trying to get a handle on a much smaller fire that's burning up in Lake County. The Carter fire began yesterday afternoon just south of Keisleyville. It's burning in some rugged terrain. CAL FIRE says it's 60 acres and about 20% contained. There are no reports of any injuries or threatened structures there.
And Marin County is doing its best to get prepared for wildfires and other potential disasters.
If you're willing to participate in this exercise, this is your notice to practice evacuating by car, bike, or foot to the Lagunitas School.
The county's fire and sheriff's departments held drills yesterday simulating a major evacuation. Hundreds of Marin County residents took part.
The main thing that we'd like to get out to everybody is it's better to be safe than sorry, which is if you see smoke in the air, start evacuations. If you get the alert, start your evacuations. But even more so is to have a plan ahead of time.
Now, it was also a test of the county's reverse 911 and emergency alert systems.
President Trump says he finds it, quote, inconceivable that an attorney would record conversations with clients. Yesterday's comments on Twitter came amid word that in the weeks before the 2016 election, his then personal attorney, Michael Cohen, secretly recorded at least one of their conversations. It was about a potential payment for former Playboy model Karen McDougal, who says she had an affair with Trump.
There were real feelings between the two of us.
The recording was part of a collection of documents and electronic records that the federal authorities seized from Cohen earlier this year. The recording adds to questions about whether Trump tried to quash damaging stories prior to the election. He maintains that he did nothing wrong.
New questions are emerging about a tour boat tragedy in Missouri. This morning, the vessel is still submerged 80 feet below the water surface, and crews plan to bring it up tomorrow. 31 people were inside the boat when a storm rolled through, packing 63-mile-an-hour winds on violent waves on the Missouri Lake. One woman was with her family on vacation when the boat capsized, killing 17 people, including 9 of her family members.
When the water filled up the boat, I could no longer see. I couldn't feel anybody. I couldn't see. I just remember, I got to get out. I got to get out.
Right now, the NTSB is looking back at the boat's safety records, and at least one private inspector says he previously warned the owners about the duck boat design flaws.
Good morning, everybody. Now, normally, over coffee or breakfast, I give you some crafty, flowery rhetoric just to kind of set up the sports, but this morning, no. Maestro, roll the Giants and the A's, okay? Coliseum crowd, record crowd, 56,310 last night. Jump to the ninth inning. A's up a run. Hunter Pence shot one down the right field line. Around from first came Alan Hansen, crossed the plate, and he tied the game. This one went to the bottom of the 11th, folks, before Jonathan Lucroy brought home Chapman. And that is how the A's won the game 4-3 in a wild one. Third round of the British Open, Carnoustie at Scotland. And at 9, Tiger Woods, long birdie effort, 5 under 66 yesterday, best round in a major since 2011. Defending champion Jordan Spieth caught it at 6 under 65. And this morning, he's atop the leaderboard with Xander Schauffele and Kevin Kisner. Rugby World Cup sevens yesterday. USA and England in white. And in sudden death, this is how England won it. Burgess, game-winning try. England won the game 24-19 to advance to the semifinals later on today. The U.S., well, best they could do is a third-place finish. We will find out later on today. The U.S. women, they're all wrapped up last night as they finished 4th overall. Pretty good improvement since neither the men or women have finished any better than 13th at these World Cup rugby settings. That'll do it this morning. I'll see you later on.